Hello, my name is Ian. Throughout human history, humans have been fascinated with the idea of immortality or living forever. Whether it's through mythologies, fiction, religion, we have created characters such as vampires, gods, and even men cursed with immortality who can live forever and theoretically stay on this planet for all of eternity. Though we've been fascinated by this, it's been a common idea that this is something that's just not possible. There's a life cycle, and everyone must follow said cycle. What if I told you that there's an animal in nature already that can escape this cycle? First, I want to discuss jellyfish. Jellyfish are not fish. They have no brain, no heart, 95% water, and have been around for 500 million years. You can find them in the coasts of California to the Golden Coast of Australia on the other side of the world. Through human activity, the populations of jellyfish have actually surged, and we've actually seen jellyfish in places that have never been seen before. This is actually kind of a personal topic for me, because last week, I went surfing with my friend, and as I was paddling out in the water, I got stung, and I got stung 10 to 20 different times. And in my agony, I realized just how interesting and complex these creatures really are. They're translucent. You can't see them in the water. Light passes through them, but when their tentacles wrap around you, you feel like something shocking you, and all of a sudden you feel itching and a burning sensation. What that is the tentacle putting some sort of neurotoxin in your skin, which causes this effect, which can be felt for days later. I'm actually still suffering. I still have hives and bumps on my skin where it affected me. It stung me on my face and my feet and my eyes. And when I got back home and I was trying to figure out what I wanted my topic to be about, I realized it had to be jellyfish. But there's something even more interesting than a jellyfish sting, and that is the immortal jellyfish, also known as a Turnopterus dohrnii. The NOAA, or the National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, says that this jellyfish doesn't just quote unquote live forever. It actually is able to revert back to its younger self and able to reproduce this over and over, theoretically living forever by just going back to stage one and just redoing it all over again. Now, for context, the normal life cycle of a jellyfish is the larva, the pulp, the medulla, or the jellyfish itself, and then death. But this jellyfish is able to escape that cycle and just restart over and over again. The Smithsonian Magazine states that this animal was discovered in 1853, and it wasn't until decades later in a lab setting that scientists first witnessed this phenomenon. Scientists had species of them and put them in a tank for studying, and they soon realized that when this animal was put in discomfort, it would revert back to its original state. And through further scientific testing, they would see that when the animal felt some sort of harm or discomfort, it would enact this. And these species were able to do this in a lab setting over up to 10 times. And it's super interesting because through this act, we're able to see that it's actually kind of possible to be able to escape the cycle of life. The Natural History Museum, though, states that this animal isn't completely immune to death. If it's eaten or harmed severely enough, it will die. But theoretically, this animal would be able to escape this. And the Natural History Museum also states that we've never been able to actually witness this in the wild. But theoretically, they might be able to do this process over and over and over, basically trying to be able to live forever. Now, it's important to study this because this is a gateway into being able to understand aging, cell regeneration, and the cycle of life itself. Through studying this, we might be able to better understand diseases that affect the cellular system, such as certain types of cancer and the Parkinson's disease, which attack the cells in your body. And so, through understanding this, we might be able to come up with cures for these diseases. Another interesting note about this jellyfish is that this jellyfish doesn't have stem cells. Stem cells are found in most mammals, and basically what they are plain cells that are able to become any type of cell. But what's interesting about this jellyfish is that it doesn't have any of these cells, but it's still able to revert itself back into its original form with its pretty basic biology. So, the next time you find yourself at the ocean, and you feel a little discomfort, maybe a sting, it might be something that's way more interesting and complex than meets the eye. My name's Ian. Thank you for your time, and that was the immortal jellyfish.